Hello everyone, it is Darkseeker here again. Welcome back for another video. Happy Sunday to all of you. I hope you're all having a wonderful weekend. Today I am playing Boltzmann's MURLOC Druid deck on the Wild Mode ladder. This is a Boltzmann deck, so it's guaranteed to be awesome. Also, it's a Boltzmann deck, so it's guaranteed to relax you. If you need to chill out, if you need to play a deck that can help lower your stress levels, if life is getting you down in any way, if you're going through any kind of anxiety, and if you need escapism, I would guarantee a Boltzmann deck. I have talked about how Boltzmann decks have helped relax me in the past. This deck is no different. This deck is best played on a Saturday or a Sunday evening when you just need to chill out. So a big thank you to Boltzmann for this deck and the great escapism that it provides. Now, Boltzmann has been climbing the ladder with this deck, and he says that he's included Tidehunter and Crab Rider, which are great against aggro, not so great against everything else, so do keep that in mind. Against Warlock, he says that the matchup is doable. How do you beat Warlock? Well, you just put stuff on the board. you put your Murlocs on the board and kill them before they can complete their quest line or before they can AoE down your board. Questline Warrior is almost unbeatable, he says. And Hunter isn't the best matchup either, but Boltzmann has over a 50% win rate against Hunters. So, all in all, this is a really fun off-meta deck. 4,120 dust. And in terms of how the deck has performed for me specifically, let's look at my results. So I was able to beat a Paladin, I was able to beat a Warrior, a Mage, and another Warrior. Now, the Warrior wins were surprising. You know, Warrior isn't a great matchup for the deck. According to Boltzmann, I think I got lucky. And look at the games that I lost. So 4 Warlocks. Now the first 2 Warlocks that I faced, I came close to beating them. It was probably a 1-turn difference between winning and losing. They just complete their quest line on turn 4 and there's nothing I can do. And so the other 2 Warlocks that I faced, I just simply conceded. I didn't bother actually entertaining the thought of playing the game. I've gone back to my strategy of conceding whenever I see a Warlock now. Because Warlocks just have the best of everything, don't they? They can draw through their deck very, very quickly. They have AoE in terms of Defile, which really hurts this deck, potentially. Warlocks can heal, even after they've taken damage, and ultimately, it's just really, really challenging to outpace them. The pace at which they move is just way too fast. Really is. So Blizzard need to do something about this. Hopefully they will in the future. I know we've been hoping for a change for quite some time, but maybe we've got to wait a little bit longer. Now, if you've got any questions about this deck, please post them in the comments section below, and I'm sure that Boltzmann will get back to you. There are some honourable card mentions in relation to this deck, cards that are not included, but you may want to consider them, depending on the meta you're facing. Living Roots, Colite Seer for a health buff, the Hedge Clan Hogsteed, and then the classic cards that bring back happy memories, Bluegill Warrior, Grimscale Oracle. So you may want to consider those cards if you think they'll work for you. So, oh, and by the way, Toxfin included for Druids, because spreading plague is an issue. That's if you're facing Druids. Okay, game number 1 is a Warrior. And that music that you heard playing there through the start of the video, that was the music for Elwynn Forest from World of Warcraft. Back in 2004, when I first started playing World of Warcraft, and that feels like a very long time ago, almost 20 years ago now. Wow, how time flies. Elwynn Forest was the human starting zone. And I remember, I think my first character that I started was a paladin in World of Warcraft. And Elwynn Forest, you've got Murlocs dotted throughout the map. And I just remember going up against Murlocs for the first time, being overwhelmed by Murlocs. That was great fun. So I thought the Elwynn Forest music was just a very relevant tune to play at the start of the video, considering we're playing a Murloc deck, and this is pretty incredible. Our opponents played the questline, but they didn't have a turn 2 play. They armoured up. That's really bizarre. Are you telling me they did not have a pirate in hand for turn 2? Or they're waiting for a ship's cannon turn. Okay, they were waiting for a ship's cannon turn. But no patches. Oh my goodness, patches is in hand. So I understand the logic of waiting then for a ship's cannon turn. But the thing is, we've already got the board. And our board is far superior. And on that basis, I think we win the game. Let's keep in mind that their turn 1 is playing the questline, not a minion. So that is a turn taken up, essentially doing nothing on the board. And we can take advantage of that. Oh! Did you hear that ping? Sounds like we've got mail. Ah, dear. No, that ping that you may have heard there was my iTunes software. Yes, I am very old school on my PC. I still run iTunes to manage my music library. And I still have an iPod Nano, that I store my music on. Super old school, right? Maybe I'll do another Get to Know Darkseeker video. I'll talk about technology. But there we go. Turn 5 feels great. Alright, it is time for a mage. Would you dump the Rockpool Hunter in search of a 1-drop or a 0-cost Murloc? We got a 1-drop, so we're happy. But would you have discarded the Rockpool Hunter to maximise your chances of finding 1-drop Murlocs or 0-cost Tiny Fins? So, will this be Questline Mage? That is the question. No, they're calling something out. And so it's Secrets Mage. And to think that I thought Secrets Mage had more or less disappeared from the meta. I tried to play Secrets Mage a couple of weeks ago against Warlock just to see if I could beat them. I couldn't. It turns out I was too slow as Secrets Mage, which is hilarious to think about, right? Do you remember the days when Secrets Mage dominated the meta? And seemingly for a very, very long time, it was always a consistent deck to play. It was a deck that would always have a consistently good win rate, was good against most things often, most decks you'd play against, and yeah, it was just easy to play too. It wasn't too complicated. Unless you wanted to play the Reno version, of course, and make it more complicated. But yeah, Secrets Mage, at least for me, did nothing against Warlock. And that surprised me, that shocked me. So, we're doing pretty well here. Next turn we have Murkai. Do you know what I'm scared of? I'm scared of another Flak Mage. because they got a 0 cost secret. Okay, they just played it. Sure. Okay. It's fine. It's not Flame Ward. Ah, that's unfortunate. We take no damage, which is, I guess, good for us. But there is a thought there, I think, towards me having played the Toxfin to absorb the explosive runes. And then we could have played the Reader safely. But the Mage is fighting back for the board here. Now, this is excellent value on the Toxfin, I think. Oh, it's Flame Ward. Okay. Oh, right. But I still think it was fine what I did, right? We had to play the Toxfin first to make our Murloc poisonous, so it could attack the other minion. Otherwise, if we'd gone face first, we'd have lost our Murloc, and then we couldn't have made it poisonous. I think that was fine what I did. Yeah. At least I hope it was. Anyway. Test for Flame Ward? It's not Flame Ward. Test for Counterspell. It's not Counterspell. Explosive runes. So we go with the Toxin first. No. Okay. Alright. So it is potentially Ice Block. The fact that it's not Counterspell is a really, really good thing, considering we have 3 spells in our hand. Okay, now it could be Counterspell. That's annoying. This is how mages fight back for the board. Very frustrating. So let's test for Counterspell. It's not Counterspell. Okay. Wait, why does Counterspell... Okay, it was still showing as active even though I tested for it. I don't know.
This is overdue.
This Reader is still getting its good value. I think if a Reader sticks on the board for more than a couple of turns, you've hit the jackpot, right? It's done its job. Interesting ping there. Putting it to 4. I guess because they want it to trade? Okay, with the Conjurer. Okay, so how much damage is this? And how do we clear the board? One of those secrets has to be Ice Block, right? So we need to pop the block. We also need to clear the board. Maybe Savage Roar can help us do that. I'm also aware that I played the Crab Rider after the Savage Roar, but it doesn't make a difference because the purpose of the Crab Rider is just trading. So we could do that without the Savage Roar. We put them to 1. There we go. Fantastic. Did we actually need to Savage Roar on that turn? Could we still have cleared that board with the Crab Rider and the trade from our other minion and hit them in the face and still put them to 1 and pop the Ice Block? Did we actually need the Savage Roar there? Maybe I should have thought that through a bit better, but ultimately I don't think it matters because they're at 1. And they're dead. There we go. Happy days. So we can beat Secrets Mage. Alright, let's look at one more game. It is the Warrior. And I'm keeping a 1, I'm keeping a 2. Maybe I should have kept the 3-drop. Oh, that'll do. That's cheap. I'm going to save that. I'm going to save it for the Scout. in combination. It's pretty strong. Now, the last questline pirate warrior we faced didn't have a turn 2 play. I suspect this warrior, yeah, they're doing okay for themselves. But we've got a nice little board going here. It's a pretty sweet value trade on the patches, and we're good. We just need to be able to keep a board going for the remainder of the game. That's bad. Oh, but okay, there's nothing to go with it. That's good. The fact that this scout is still alive on the board is a wonderful thing. It is just going to allow us now to dominate the board for the rest of the game. Look at this. The rush value here is just fantastic. So if you're the warrior, you need to desperately kill the scout. Oh, I've taken 5 to the face there. That's huge. Do we give a Murloc poisonous here? Or do we play the Merc High? I think this is fine. Because actually, we didn't need to throw that poisonous Murloc into the minion. Just keep it on the board as a threat. The opponent now has to choose what to kill. Do you kill the poisonous minion? Or do you kill the scout? They're going to make that choice now. They're killing the scout. Okay. The scout did its job. And there we go. Fantastic. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Boltzmann's MURLOC Druid. What a tremendous deck. What a fun deck. Now it is an off-meta deck, so you are potentially going to struggle against some of the tier 1 meta decks that are out there, particularly Warlock. But if you want to play something different, if you want to play something interesting, then I would highly recommend this deck. The MVP card for me has to be the Lush Water Scout. If you get it to stick early against an aggressive opponent, you can just control the board by rushing your Murlocs into their minions. And particularly if your Murlocs have got the Embiggen buff on them, their stats are increased, then maybe your Murlocs survive the value trades that start to occur. And then you manage to maintain a board which you can then buff through Arbor Up or buff the attack power through Savage Roar. Now there's just one more thing I want to reflect on. Playing this deck on a Saturday evening brought back memories for me of playing World of Warcraft. I alluded to this at the start of the video, but going through in 2004 the Elwynn Forest map in World of Warcraft and meeting the Murloc tribes that are out there and being overwhelmed by Murlocs. This just brought back happy memories of playing World of Warcraft back in the day, almost 20 years ago. Very nostalgic, and has just made me reflect more deeply on how fast time has gone by, how fast life can move. And I think the message that I'm trying to give out to everyone watching this is, don't think about the past, don't worry about the future. Thinking about the past, worrying about the future is what brings on anxiety and stress. Just live in the present moment and love the present moment that you're in. And if the present moment that you're in right now is negative in any way, try and look for the positives, because there are always positives. And if you're struggling to find positives in the present moment, then create some positives. Playing a Boltzmann MURLOC Druid deck, for example, to escape from the world is creating a positive. So try and do that. Try and create those positives in your life and see where that takes you. So thank you very much for joining me, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this video. I will see you all again very soon for more Wild Mode fun. But until next time, please stay safe, please look after yourselves, and as always, please be good to one another.